get something different. A caramel core at the end of a cigarette. I get so much shine when we run around, don't have to try. So come on, take me home, make it alright. We'll be unshine, unshine. I get so much shine when we run around, don't have to try. So come on, take me home, make it alright. Wanna be unshine, unshine.
Emmi, mela, Unshine minant Ches Gallia, and Chess, or Francesca, good morning.
Good morning.
It's a bit of an abrupt end, that song.
Yes.
It always takes me by surprise.
Okay.
So, what's that all about? Why is
I
that
just-
an artistic statement of some sort?
I think I just wanted people to just play again.
Okay, so
And then
it's
it's-
going back.
You know, you feel like you want to listen to it again. So
We will hear more of your music soon, but that was Unshy, Un-Shy. Mm-hmm. So there's the dash as well.
the dash doesn't actually have to be there, but I put it in there just so people can look at it and not think, oh, unshy, unshy. You know, it's an actual word, but it's unshy, so you can tell it's the opposite of shy.
Okay, all right. Now, first of all, it's kind of taking off in the UK, where you're based in London. Yeah.
Yes.
You said that it made it to the BBC, or
So it was track of the week on BBC introducing Southwest, which is the first time that's happened. They've been so supportive and played a lot of my music in the past couple of years, but I've never got to track of the week, which means it also gets played around all the other radio stations.
all the regional stations.
So
which
they,
have-
they just pass it on to different DJs and stations and stuff. So it's actually played on more than one of the BBC stations, which is quite amazing. So that's the first time that happened, which is very nice.
So, okay, maybe it hasn't made it to Radio 1 yet, which is the big
Yeah.
national station. But we're still saying there's millions of listeners for each of these regional stations.
Yes, of course.
So that's just amazing that you're being heard all over the United Kingdom.
Thank you. Yes, I'm very happy and very appreciative.
Has it been released by sort of an influential label? No, it's
I'm
self-promoted.
still self-promoting, still self-releasing. The music industry has changed so much, and I'm not saying I wouldn't like to work with labels and publishers. Of course I would, but we have so much power to do our own thing nowadays that I can get myself on BBC Radio without a label or management, really. So I think it's just that thing of keep making music and hoping something
Okay.
sticks.
And are you building steadily a following on social media, for YouTube, etc.? That helps, doesn't it?
Absolutely. So different avenues, different things. Obviously, I was just on tour and I got some more interest from some more people in America and
Wonderful.
things
Yes.
like that build. So
There's networking as well. Yes, of course, it's very
I'm
important.
terrible at networking.
Oh, really? That's a shame.
That's why I wrote on Shy, right? Because
Okay.
I feel like when I'm in a crowd or when I'm in a new situation, I have no idea what to do. So I'm terrible at networking, but somehow it's still working out for me.
It is. I mean, if you don't mind me going a bit personal, we were talking about how you're now engaged
Yes,
to
yay.
a lovely British man who loves Malta as well.
He
and
does.
I believe you're getting married here
Yes, we will.
next year.
Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Fantastic. Congratulations
Thank
to you.
you very much.
He's in a band.
He's in a couple of bands, yes.
Oh, okay. And they've achieved quite a bit of sort of following as well.
So he plays for a Radio 2 artist called Jack Savaretti.
Oh, I've heard of him,
And
definitely.
they do
Yes.
lots of stuff in Italy, UK, Greece and Poland and stuff.
He's been in the charts. So,
Yes,
yeah,
he
yeah.
has. I mean, I was also on the last album, which was number one in the US, UK.
Really?
So I did the backing vocals for that.
Oh, you were. Oh, wow, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
So it was obviously through Sam because he plays bass for the band.
Yeah,
he does
but-
a lot
but-
of bits. He is the best bass player I know.
But you do have a fantastic voice, so it's not
Thank
like
you.
you've got to use my girlfriend or else. It's kind of like my girlfriend sings.
quite good.
Oh yeah, she's brilliant. Bring her on. That's
Thank you.
I'm sure that's how it worked. Seriously. I mean, it's not because we're friends or anything. It's you really do have a great voice.
Thank you, Colin.
There are plenty of YouTube bits, especially early on when you first went to the UK, when you would do these sort of cover versions, you on the piano, and your voice does really come through.
Thank you.
As an amazing voice. But you actually started your career like quite young. And then there was this like girl band project called Vive, I believe. Isn't that where you started
I was
from?
15, I think.
Gosh, that's
was
like 2010 or something like that.
No, before.
Oh, gosh,
In
okay.
2010, I was 18, and that's when I left. So I was 15, and I was in a girl group here in Malta with 3 other lovely girls. Unfortunately, that didn't work out due to different reasons, management, different interests and goals and things. But then I just decided to, so it's been, I'm 31 now, so 16 years.
Gosh. So we'll talk about your move to London in 2010 and your other music. And then we'll also talk about your exciting experiences in the United States with the Pink Floyd tribute band.
Yes.
But let's hear another of your tracks. Now, for
Thank
you
you.
listeners here, listeners of Campus 103.7, I will tell you that Chess also has a Christmas song.
I do. Okay, this is July. But
I know, but when Christmas comes up, because time flies, Santa, turn your sleigh around.
Yes.
We won't hear that one today.
Okay, that's appropriate.
Because it's July, but Christmas time,
thank you.
Put this song on your Christmas music rotation list. So what shall we hear? Angels, Hands Off, Take It Right Back, Needy.
Yeah.
That's our,
Let's go with that one then.
We'll go with Needy. Very
Yeah.
good. Okay, Needy by Chess Galia.
I'll ring you right up in the middle of a day. My intention is to get attention. And when you watch a little game on the TV, that's the time that you could be here watching me. You say I'm hiding into notes, but so are you. So when I want you focused, you better come through. Although you complain that your girls insane deep down, you know you like it. When you hit me back, then it validates the shit ain't just one side. Wanna hear I'm pretty 20 times a day. It gets me in the mood when you reciprocate. I feel so much better when you keep me close. And I hate it when you talk about your ex, And you think that what I said could be a joke. But if you text her, I'll cut up your favorite clothes. Although you complain that your girl's insane deep down, you know you like it. When you hit me back, then it validates the shit ain't just one side. You like it when I'm
do that ow there at the end. That was a bit cheeky, wasn't it?
Always.
Fantastic. So, how would you describe your style of music? I mean, there's R&B in there, influences, there's pop.
I know. It's so hard to describe because obviously I get this question a lot. And I can't put it into a niche, and that may be a good or may not be a good or bad thing, I don't know. But I grew up in the 90s where there was Destiny's Child, which is R&B influence, Spice Girls, which was very pop. I grew up around
All Saints.
All
Yeah.
Saints. My household was very classical, so it's almost like I have no idea. I just
Okay.
make what is in my head, and it is. Of
Fantastic.
course, it's pop.
Yes.
Of course, it's pop. I love pop music.
Yeah.
But I do have like different elements in there, like soul, R&B, of course. Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely. You play piano as well?
I mean, I can play the piano. Am
Okay.
I a pianist? No.
Okay.
There's definitely better people to call to play.
Okay.
But I do it for the purposes of writing music and accompanying myself. But I mean, that's the extent of it.
But you followed your dream. At 18, you just packed up and went to the UK, young, fresh-faced, innocent, and big city, bright lights.
Yeah.
How have the last 13 years been?
It's been
12 years,
a
whatever.
journey, of course. Like you said, I left when I was 18. If it was up to me, obviously, I would have left before.
Really? Okay.
But obviously, you can't. I got there. I took a train. Obviously, in Malta, we don't have trains. So even just something as simple as getting a train ticket was super new. And I went on a train, and we didn't have iPhones at the time. So
Okay, WhatsApp didn't exist still?
not WhatsApp,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
maps.
Okay.
So my mum drew me this pencil drawing on this thing, and she's like, "Okay, you have to walk under this bridge and find your apartment here." Blah blah blah. We didn't,
Okay.
have Google Maps.
Did you have, is your mom British or
No.
has-
We had looked it up
Okay.
on the internet at home. She drew me a map. So just small things like this that you think today, you have.
So convenient now, yes.
But I
Easier.
walked there with my suitcases,
Wow.
met the housemates that I had never met before, and we lived together for 2 years. And then, it's been tough. I've had like 4 or 5 jobs at the same time just to pay for rent and school fees and things. And I've literally done every job that you can think of, whether it's like cleaning a toilet or like serving shots at 5 a.m. I've done it.
Wow, yeah.
While at
Pub
school,
work. You
yeah.
have to be ready to do anything, like
You
to,
really do.
to earn money, but because you have to survive, and it's expensive. It's an expensive city.
Yeah.
But meanwhile, you were doing your music. How did you start? I mean, how did you manage to get on the first rung of the ladder of starting to record and
So it's
making
quite
a video?
an
and,
interesting story in retrospect now, because I was at music college, right? And
so you attended music
I
college
did
there?
attend music college at the same time as well.
Okay.
So
Guildford, I believe,
yes,
right? Yes.
and there were lots of music producers and musicians there, and I decided my thing was to always make my own music, right? And I met this producer, and we decided, on now looking back, a very, very small price to do my first 2 EPs.
Okay.
And that's how it started. That's how I started releasing music. But now that producer that I first worked with is Lewis Capaldi's producer.
Oh wow!
So
Oh wow!
I got that producer before Lewis Capaldi. His name is Ed. He's incredible. He has always been incredible. But he
And you're still in touch.
Yes, of
Okay,
course, we're
that's
still in
great.
touch. He's too busy for,
little bit,
for
I
me
guess.
now. But yeah, so Ed produced my first albums, my first EPs, my first songs, and then he got instantly signed to Sony when he left college. And then I found different producers and I found different people. So yeah.
And then step by step, as
And
you
then step by
said,
step, you do gigs where like there's nobody, and then there's 3 people, and then there's 10 people, and there's
you start
0 people again.
Okay, and then you make friends, and then you bring friends of friends. Meanwhile,
Exactly.
technology starts to help, because you can make your own videos, you can make your own.
You can release your own music.
Release your own music.
Yeah.
That has helped as well.
Yeah.
And if, along the way, you managed to get on TV a couple of times.
Yeah, so I did one of the BBC shows, like one of the singing shows.
You mean like X Factor or something like that?
It was
or-
called All Together Now,
Okay.
and it was one of those competitions. And then just different bits of like singing backing vocals, like on the Graham Norton show.
Oh wow!
What else did I do? Just bits like that, really.
But because so these clips are on YouTube as well. You've probably got
they
your
will
own
be somewhere
your own channel.
Yes, I do have my own channel. But things like that, yes. So either bits for myself as an artist or for other people as a writer or a backing vocalist.
Okay.
Bits and pieces here and there.
So now you can consider yourself a singer, like a full-time singer.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. I wouldn't do
Okay.
anything else.
So you don't need to do all those extra sort of part-time jobs
No,
to
it's
make
been-
ends meet.
It's been a few years now that I haven't had to do that, which is really nice.
Fantastic. And now next step, stardom.
Of course.
Absolutely wonderful. So Francesca, will you be doing any singing while you're here on your visit at the moment?
Well, I leave this evening.
Oh,
It's
dear.
very
Okay.
fleeting. I was just looking at wedding venues.
Oh, okay. All right.
But I'm just going to put this out into the universe. I know that Christina Aguilera is singing in September.
Yes.
And I know that she's going to need someone to open for her.
Okay.
So I've just put it out there on Twitter. She has liked my tweet, so she knows I'm ready.
Oh,
So
wow.
I might be singing here in September. You never know.
Okay, fingers crossed for you.
Fingers
Absolutely, that would be amazing.
I
And
know, right?
Your music would suit, her kind of
I
music as
think
a concert.
so.
Absolutely. Let's hear another of your tracks, and then we'll have the chat about America and the
Sounds good.
Pink Floyd connection.
Thank you.
So, Bad Liar. That sounds like a provocative title there.
I think let's do Angels because it's very different to the other two.
You sure don't want to do Simple Kind of Girl?
Or Simple Kind of Girl.
Or Angel. We can do Angels if you want.
Whatever you like.
Angels, here we go.
And I ain't jumping hoops for a play like you. I thought we had the thing, I thought we had the thing. I thought we had the thing, I thought we had the thing. You made me feel crazy, like we had everything. I'm either you
Okay. So we're gonna hear Angels because that's another of your tracks, which I quite like. Thought we had the thing, but what we really wanted to hear is Angels. So here we go.
know that there's an angel. You met her twice before. You can't say what she looks like, but it's her you're waiting for. Dare this moment and count to 12. Don't take a step, don't make a move. Don't follow the devil. There's nothing here to prove. To prove, to prove. It's cruel to beat upon yourself. You don't have to make it bad, bring a friend, get dressed. It's alright to feel the world giving in again. We got through yesterday, we're human. Don't feel shame. You don't have to be anyone today. Angels are here with you, here with you. They're gonna get you through, get you through. Dancing with the lies made up in your head. Do nothing about it. That's the best thing that I said. Let them pass by. And the river down the fall, wash them blow away. Instead of clinging to the mall, the mall, the mall. You don't have to make it bad, bring a friend, get dressed. It's alright to feel the world giving in again. We got through yesterday, we're human. Don't feel shame. You rest. It's alright to feel the world caving in again. We got through yesterday. We're human, don't feel shame. You don't have to be anyone today.
There we go, Angels by Chess Galia and Francesca, UK, living in UK. Before we talk about Pink Floyd and your participation in the Pink Floyd tribute tour, Brexit. Obviously, you went to the UK in 2010 as a student, and European Union rights. You can live there, work there, whatever. But then suddenly, when Brexit came into force, how has that affected your being there?
Thankfully, I've been there for so long. It didn't affect me being there, and at the same time, I got my citizenship because after a set number of years, whether it's 5 or 7, I can't remember, you can do the test, you know, where you just get asked loads of questions about Britain, and you can get your passport. So I got my passport. So I have dual citizenship now.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay, so I remember one of your posts on Facebook a few months ago. Apparently, the first concert you ever went to, you ever attended here in Malta, was a Pink Floyd tribute act.
Yeah.
At Fossos, I think.
No, it was at MFCC.
MFCC.
Yes.
Okay.
And this was my first gig. Very excited. I think it was the Australian Pink Floyd.
Australian Pink Floyd, okay.
And it was my first gig. Great. I was very excited and watched the whole gig. And then that was that. Like, obviously, great gig. And then I realized when I joined this band called Brit Floyd, that Damien, the MD, the lead singer and guitarist, actually was on stage that day.
Here in Malta.
Here in Malta. And he was the first gig I ever watched. And now I'm on stage with him touring America. And we were both kind of like, this is crazy.
What serendipity.
I
What an
know.
amazing.
So the first gig I ever watched is the one I'm now in.
Yes.
But I didn't plan it.
But it's not Australian Pink Floyd. Brit Floyd is
Brit
the
Floyd, so it's
tribute act you're in now.
But the musicians who were in
Australian Pink Floyd
now are also in Brit Floyd. Yeah.
So how did Brit Floyd and you come together?
So I don't know if you remember this, but I think about 8 years ago, maybe a bit longer, I put up a cover of Great Gig in the Sky onto YouTube.
Okay.
Because my thinking was, if you type in at the time, obviously, but this is when YouTube wasn't so big. If you typed in Great Gig in the Sky cover into YouTube, nothing came up.
Okay.
So I thought, if I was the first to do a cover, then everybody looking for a cover is going to find me.
Now, Great Gig in the Sky is on Dark Side of the Moon.
Yes.
And it's the one where the lady
Claire Torrey.
singer.
Yeah.
Yes, she's quite famous.
Well, she's famous for that, Claire Torrey.
For that.
Yes, yeah.
She kind of really lets go and sort of sings from the heart. It's almost like unintelligible. There aren't.
It's a difference.
There are there words? I'm trying to remember.
It's
It's kind of
amalgamated together, but the whole song is about dealing with death. So it's being angry about it and then coming to
very
terms
passionate.
with it. Exactly.
Yes, yes.
It's hard to learn because like you said, she was just letting go and it was improvised. But now you have to learn it note for note, right? So I did this cover with the intention of being found, and I was found by this band. And this is the funny thing, right? So this was 8 years ago. I was invited to Liverpool. Now from London, you'll probably know that's a really long way. It's about a 7-hour drive.
Yes.
To audition, and I went there and I auditioned and I never heard anything back.
Okay.
And then the beginning of this year, 8 years later, hi, are you free? Damien sent me a message saying, hi, are you free? And I was like, this is what? This is like 7 years too late. But that's one of the lessons is like you just have to hold on. Like even if I auditioned 8 years ago and never heard back, I could have just
keep hoping, and they kept you on file.
exactly.
So you must have done well in the
I must have
audition.
done a great job.
But at the time, maybe there was someone else who they chose.
I don't know what it was, but
Then they chose you.
Yeah.
So okay, so what happened next? I mean, they asked you to join the tour, and then the tour of the States lined up.
So we did East Coast.
Okay, now as a backing singer, there's 3 female backing
Three of
singers. There we go. We're hearing the Great Gig in the Sky in the background.
Ooh, cool.
The very passionate singing. Claire Torrey here
Claire Torrey, yeah.
is the original singer. Right. So were you doing this on stage?
So there's another girl called Eva who is an amazing singer, an amazing person who also sings the song. She was set to sing this song on the first leg. I would obviously love the opportunity to do it on another leg. But yeah, so we would always need just a just-in-case singer as well, because obviously it's such a big song, so if anything were to happen, it's good that I knew it. But it was my first tour and my first time with them, so I was happy to take the back seat and just
learn the ropes.
Figure everything out first, learn how to sleep on a bus and things like that. And now that I know all of those things, yes, I can do Great Gig in the Sky.
But which Pink Floyd songs were you involved with? Which was your voice heard on in that tour?
I don't know if you knew this, but this year is the 50th anniversary of The Dark Side of the Moon.
Yes.
So we did a lot of the Dark Side.
yeah.
We did a lot of the Dark Side of the Moon. I had also small parts in. We obviously did bits from the wall. You have to do bits from the wall. I sang the harmonies, the prominent harmony in Comfortably Numb. So we were there for, the backing vocals are featured for at least 70% of the show.
And the concerts you played at, the East Coast is like New York and no, that's the California, the other side.
No, that's West.
Hang on. Yes. East is the Atlantic side. Yes.
So we went all the way from Toronto, Hamilton side in Canada, and we did New York, we did Florida, but also we went, I don't know, that way. I'm pointing to the center.
Into the Midwest.
We did Red Rocks in Colorado.
Oh,
we
wow.
did Texas.
Oh, wow.
So we did we did Austin City Limits, which is huge.
Had you ever been to the States before?
I had been to the States on my own, just because I wanted to see what LA was like. I was contemplating moving there for a while, but I hadn't extensively spent any time there, no.
So this was a really big introduction
It was.
to American culture. And what kind of audiences were at these concerts? I mean, numbers.
Very well. First of all, they were very passionate and dedicated people. The Pink Floyd fans are just something else. Excuse me. But yeah, I mean, Red Rocks fills 10,000 and we sold out straight away.
Oh, wow.
So it was...
Arena. So it's arena tours we're talking about here.
There are some theatres, of course, in smaller localities and things like that. So we did have 2,000, 3,000. But yeah, we had up to 10,000.
Oh, wow. That's just amazing. And you tour bus between gigs and then doing the whole tour. And you going back, as in like you're on a break now. Somebody else is taking your place for a while, but you're going to go back for another leg of the tour?
Yes, I would love to, and especially do UK and Europe, which is next year. And I would love for us to come to Malta. So
that would be great, yes.
I'll try and convince them. But yeah, so I already had some commitments. I'm playing my biggest festival yet to date in the UK in August, so I couldn't do this leg. But I'll go back.
That's amazing. And has it given you a bigger appreciation of the Pink Floyd repertoire and what they represent and their place in music history?
Absolutely. And I think the entire show, of course the music is amazing, and of course the composition and the singers and the musicians, granted, are all amazing, but the show itself and how Pink Floyd amalgamated like art with
the light show,
with literally culture, and it's
phenomenal.
Phenomenal, exactly.
Absolutely.
That's why 50 years later you still have diehard fans.
Of course.
Fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, here in Malta, I'm sure, as you said, if you manage to ask them, if they come back to Malta, wherever they play, it will be full.
Do you think
Whenever,
so?
Oh, yeah.
Guys, would you attend?
Oh,
I need to get
absolutely.
them.
Oh, yeah. Whenever there's some sort of Pink Floyd event.
Okay.
I mean, a couple of years ago, a lot of Maltese musicians came together to perform The Wall in its entirety.
Okay.
I think it was, I don't know, I'm not sure if it was during the beer festival but it was at the Ali, I believe, and it was just a sold out, amazing experience.
Perfect.
Pink Floyd have a huge following here, just like they do in the States, where you performed. Wow, can you describe being on stage in the United States? When the curtain opens, when the first song starts, especially the first concert when you were up there.
Gosh, the first concert, I don't think I enjoyed. I was too scared. But by concert, because we did 51 shows.
51 shows.
In 3 months.
Oh, wow.
But once I started to enjoy it and allow myself to let go and enjoy the show,
Yeah.
it was about show 6 or 7.
Yeah.
And I think we were in Chicago, and it was the Chicago Theatre, which is an amazing venue where like so many people have played, everybody, right? So, and especially my favorite person, Prince, and just seeing his signature on the wall, because we all sign the walls wherever we go,
Of course.
and just being able to sign my name near Prince is just
Yeah.
stupid crazy. And then being on the same stage and knowing that he was there,
Yeah.
it's really emotional.
Absolutely.
And in Red Rocks, for example, because there's 10,000 people screaming and you have in-ear monitors, so you can't directly hear people screaming, but I heard them through my feet. Like I felt them through my feet all the way up to my legs. It was that loud. So yeah, really cool.
I mean, obviously, Pink Floyd, the actual original band, they're not together anymore. Nobody can experience
This is
them.
the closest thing.
This is the closest thing you can get to original Pink Floyd.
Yeah.
We had Nick Mason here 2 or 3 years ago, the drummer, the original
Yes.
drummer. He's touring with Saucer Full of Secrets, which is a sort of tribute act to early Pink Floyd, to pre-Dark Side of the Moon, the earlier albums. And they did a concert at the MCC, and it was just phenomenal. But I mean, Brit Floyd must be just as great an experience.
Oh, yes.
And I wish you well. I wish one day, though, I am sure that you will be touring those arenas
Thank
with
you.
your own music
Very nice.
and on your own name.
Thank you.
And people like Christina Aguilera will be supporting you.
Yes, Christina.
Fantastic. No, seriously,
Colin.
you do have the talent. So, well done, and it's been a pleasure and an honor speaking to you.
Thank you. Same to you.
Keep exporting the Maltese thing all over the world.
I will.
What shall we hear to conclude? I mean, Unshy is your current single.
Yes, the latest
We heard
one.
it earlier. Shall we play the Christmas song? No. Not your Christmas song. But on Spotify, there's all your music. Obviously, you're on social media.
Yes.
Chess Galia. People can search for you. Instagram, Facebook, usual, everywhere. Obviously,
As you need to
YouTube,
be.
your videos. There's Needy, Take It Right Back, Hands Off.
We could do you have Simple Kind of Girl's nice.
Siciliana, perhaps Bad Liar. Simple Kind of Girl. Shall we
do
go for
it.
Simple Kind of Girl?
Yeah, of
Okay.
course.
That's to conclude our interview with Chess Galia. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Colin.